So I was reading chapter 34 of Hunter x Hunter, again, the Hisoka and Kurolo fight. And the back, I noticed that, and some of you probably would know this, that there's commentary of the fight from Togashi. And at the end, it really talks about how he's discussing how he's got a blueprint for the next part of the series, the Succession War, the Kakin arc, and the Dark Continent arc. And it just, especially at the end of the paragraph, it leads the conclusion that he's advancing the story. But the chapters for this manga volume ended in Weekly Shonen Jump magazine in around August or September in 2016, and the volume didn't come out till June 2017. So maybe, Togashi was probably talking about the next few runs that he had and not the eventual end of the arc, as this arc has the potential to be 200 chapters. The Cucking War stuff, the new content, and the dark content, not even that. There's so much content to be covered. And so after researching, I originally thought that, a return could be possible after a 2-year hiatus, the longest hiatus in history. But then I remembered and saw on Reddit the author comment from Togashi from issue 46 in 2018, chapter 384, which he said, "The basic foundation of the story is set, and based on past experience, I'm going to have to apologize in advance. This is going to be long. I'll do my best." Now, that was after a few runs, the 2016 run that started in April, and then the 2017 run that started in July, and then 2 runs in 2018 in February, and again in the end starting in October till the end of Shonen Jump in 2018 in December. So, but then you have the chapter 390 comment, which says, "Since the named storyboards of the next 10 weeks are ready, I will proceed with the manuscripts while consulting with my physical condition and situation." So for the next 10 chapters that haven't come out, chapters 391 to 400, he's, at this time, it's saying, the translation, that he has the blueprints and manuscripts ready. It's written up but hasn't been drawn yet. But he's obviously had physical problems that he's had to deal with in the last 2 years that has escalated his physical back pain, which is why the series has been on hiatus for so much longer. And if you go back and look at the hiatus, especially with the hiatus chart online that I'll link in the description below, there's no real consistency as to when Hunter x Hunter goes back. It's just whenever, obviously, Togashi is up to physically and mentally in the right condition to work. The closest you have is in 2016 when it comes back in April, and then pretty much similar in July. It's a 1-year gap pretty much from when the 2016 run finished, but everything else is all over the board. But again, as I mentioned, this current hiatus since December 2018 is the longest one ever, reaching 109 weeks in the Weekly Shonen Jump magazine since it's been on hiatus since the recording of this video now, which is insane. It beats the 2014 to 2016 one and the 2006 one as well, which it's you just gotta laugh at it sometimes, but it sucks, yeah. And I didn't know about this last one before doing some research about this, but in April of last year, 2020, there was this blog post, an anecdote from this Japanese blog page called Weibo, and the HxH source Twitter account posted on Twitter of the translation of the web page. And I'll have both links posted down below, but it says, according to the user, who actually, this guy who's reporting the blog post met with one of the editors of Shonen Jump in Japan briefly and asked about Hunter x Hunter. And this is what was said. According to the user, it was said that last time an editor from Shuiesha came to our agency, I asked about Togashi Sensei's current condition, and he had said Togashi was still suffering from lumbago and that it had not improved. Lumbago is just the physical joint pain you get in your lower back, which he's had and apparently has gotten a lot worse in the last couple of years. Note, this was seemingly on December 19, 2019, according to her post. So a few months after it came out this conversation happened. And she also said, my colleagues just casually asked about how he was doing when the editors from Shuiesha came and if there are any plans on bringing HxH back anytime soon. They said that he is still suffering from back pain, so no further plans just yet. Yeah, it makes sense. The person who wrote the post had these friends in Japan who talked to an editor briefly, and it just confirms it. Like, if there's a chance of Hunter x Hunter coming back soon, it will be in probably April or June or July, because that's the only recent pattern, really. 2016, 2017, the ending there is just a flow. The rest is just irregular. Also, last thing, remember when Shonen Jump and Viz Media put out that video of Togashi drawing Kurapika for the artwork of the 2018 return, which was the artwork for volume 35, starting at chapter 361. There's actually footage of a full 50-minute documentary of one of the other magazines interviewing Togashi, and this is on YouTube. I'll have it linked below. But at around the 36-minute mark and a half, you see Togashi's editors as well for this part in 2018. So it suggests that although he does work on it considerably by himself, the plot and a lot of the actual drawings, he is now getting actual help to finish the drawings and the touch-ups of, tracing and all that, what mangaka assistants do. And this is definitely for the Chen chapters when it does return, because originally a lot of people thought over the years that in previous years Togashi, he started off doing it by himself, but there's always been this mystery, or just this part of the community that has thought that Togashi has always worked on it by himself, which is partly true. He has pride, and a lot of Japanese people have a lot of integrity to work on their stories, their art, which is definitely true and commendable. But at the same time, this shows that he is looking to get help now, getting assistance. I'll have all the links and archived news articles from AnimeNewsNetwork in the last couple of years if you want to have a look at all of these. I hope we get a return in April or June or July this year. If we get an announcement for April, it should happen soon in February or March. So, let's hope. But yeah, the man's obviously just more injured and in more pain than previous years, is what I can just conclude from anecdotal evidence just online. But that's all I have. I'll update this channel and on my Twitter, which you can follow, One-Eyed King, which is linked in the description down below, for any new Hunter x Hunter and other anime news that will come out. I'll have it up on Twitter and YouTube right away, especially for a Hunter x Hunter return. You can also follow me on my anime list if you want to connect there, and like the video, comment, share it, just to help the channel out, to try and spread this video just for awareness, I guess. Just trying to make sure that everyone in the community has accurate news and not fake news. That's what we're trying to strive for on this channel. But thanks very much. Subscribe and hit the bell, the cow bell, to get notified as soon as I update and release new videos on this channel. Thanks very much. Have an awesome day.